All right, welcome bowling fans. We are coming to you today from Bowlero in Toledo, where the Napoleon Wildcats are taking on Springfield. Starting out with the girls, Keegan Schuster with a strike over on lane number 1. Kendall Horner got 9, left looks like a 2-pin. Springfield missed their spare attempt on lane number 4. Kendall now, spare attempt, picks it up. Alexa Miller comes in light, picks up 6, leaves the 1, 2, 4, and 8. Springfield with a pickup of 7 down on lane 1, left the 1, 3, and 6. Springfield just nudges the 10 or the 6 pin on lane number 4, or was it the 10 for a spare pickup? Alexa, spare attempt, picks it up. That on lane number 3. And Ariana Kiesling with a 9 count on lane 3, leaving the 10 pin. Messenger just missed. Keegan picks up 9, leaves the 6 pin on lane number 2. Kendall crosses the head pin, Brooklyn strike for her on lane 4. And Ariana Kiesling with a spare pickup on lane 3. All right, if I can get somebody out there in the chat to give me a shout, let me know you hear me, I appreciate it. Alexa Miller with a nice ball on lane 4 for a strike. Keegan, spare attempt, picks it up on lane 2. Nine count for Springfield on lane 3, leaving a 3 pin. Ariana Kiesling with a strike a moment ago on lane number 4. Carly Hohenbrink up now, working on a strike from the first frame. And she'll get 9, leaves the 2 pin. Spare attempt from Springfield, picks it up on number 3. Six count for Springfield, down on lane 1, left the 3, 6, 7, 10. Carly up now, spare attempt on lane 2. Got it. Nice ball there from Springfield for a strike on lane 3. All right, still looking for somebody in chat to confirm that you guys can hear me. Kendall comes in light, pickup of 8, leaves the 1, 3. Keegan over on lane 1, 3rd frame. And a strike for Keegan. Spare attempt picked up by Kendall on lane 3. And Carly splits, leaving what looks like the 4-9. Nice pickup there by Springfield on lane number 4. Alexa Miller now in lane 3. Goes a little high, splits, leaving the 3-10. Springfield picks up their spare over on lane number 2. Carly gets ready to throw, doesn't feel right, so she stops short. Alexa picks up the 10 pin only, so 9 count for her. That was in the 3rd frame of this first game. Kendall with a pickup of 9 on lane 4, left a 6 pin. Kendall now, spare attempt, missed inside. All right, Alexa up. Looks good, clears the deck. Keegan gets the 7 pin to wobble, but it won't go down. 9 count for her. Ariana up now, lane 4. That knocks all 10 back. Switch over to the boys here. All right, Riley Ehlers up on lane number 7. Nice ball from Riley, splits the 1-3 for the strike. Nice ball from Springfield on lane 5 for the strike. Another strike for Springfield, this time on lane 6. Andrew Gallagher up on lane number 5. Hunter Ehlers down on lane number 8. Hunter comes in just a little light, ends up picking up 6, leaving the 1, 2, 8, and 9. Andrew picks up 9, leaving the 4 pin. So Andrew started out with a 9 spare, a strike, and an open frame in the 3rd. Hunter started out with 2 strikes and then has opened in the last 2 frames. Andrew picks up his spare. Looks like one of Hunter's pins must have fallen while I looked away. He's left with just the 1-2-8 at the moment. And he picks it up. Slade McCorkle up now. He started this match with an open in the first and then spares in the second and third. He's on lane 5. Goes just a touch high, leaves the 4-pin. Brennan Babcock on lane 8, drops all 10. So Brennan started out with a spare, 2 strikes, another spare, and then that strike in the 5th frame. Hunter's up for his 6th frame, and he gets a strike. Slade now with a nice ball, picks up the spare. Riley now up on lane number 8. Messenger misses the 10-pin, slides in front. So Riley started out with 2 strikes, a spare, a strike, and now in the 6th frame he's got a 9 count, looking at a 10-pin, and he picks it up. Andrew picks up 8 on lane 6, leaving the 2-8. Brennan up on lane 7. Nice ball from Springfield for the strike. So Springfield's first bowler on a run of 5 strikes in a row now out of the first 6 frames. Nice pickup there by Andrew. That's a tricky one with that sleeper pin in the back. And a nice ball from Brennan. Drops all 10 in the pit. Double up for him. Slade now in lane 6. And that one goes high and he pays the price. So pickup of 4 ends up leaving the 3, 5, or 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, or 7, 9, and 10. Riley with a strike just a moment ago on lane 7. Springfield picks up their spare down on lane 8. And Slade didn't get quite far enough right on that spare attempt, and he picks up an additional 3 for a total of 7. That's in the 5th frame. All right, we'll switch back over to the girls. Springfield missed the spare attempt on lane 2. 9 count for Springfield on lane 4. Springfield with a strike down on lane number 1. Now we've got Keegan up on lane 2 for Napoleon. And she comes in a little light, picks up 7, leaves a 2, 4, 5. Kendall steps up on the approach for lane 4. She will be starting her 8th frame here. She's working on a double in the 6th and 7th frames. And she picks up 8, leaves a 6, 10. Keegan now, spare attempt on lane 2. Got it. Nice spare pickup there for Springfield on lane 1. Kendall now, spare attempt on lane 4. Picks it up, makes it look easy. Carly up now, lane 2. And she gets 9, looks like a 6-pin left, or nope, 10-pin left, sorry. Alexa up on lane 4. And a nice ball from Alexa, drops all 10 for the strike. Alexa on a nice run there, 5 strikes in a row. And Keegan with a strike over on lane number 1. Carly now, spare attempt. And she missed it to the right. Ariana Kiesling with a clutch strike there. She doubles up, strikes in the 7th and 8th. Through, let's see, 8 frames, she's got 6 strikes and 2 spares. So a good game going for Ariana. Nine count for Springfield on lane number 2, leaving a 9-pin. Carly up now, lane number 1, and she drops all 10 for a strike. Kendall left with a split, picks up 1 out of the 2. So an open frame for her in the 9th frame, so she's sitting at 152 in the 9th. So if she strikes out, she can finish up with a 182. Springfield gets 9 on lane 4, leaves a 10-pin. Alexa now, lane number 3, and it splits on her. Leaves the 4, 6, 7, 10. Springfield with 9, leaving a 7-pin down on lane number 1. Alexa now, spare attempt on lane 3, trying to get at least 2 here. So Alexa will also open up in the 9th frame. She's sitting at 190 with the 10th frame to go. So she can max out at a 220 if she strikes out. Up, and she splits, leaves the 7-10. There's something about that lane 3 in the 9th frame that the Lady Cats just do not like. Ariana won't get any more. She ends up with 8 in the 10th, or I'm sorry, 8 in the 9th, and sits at 202. So if she strikes out, she can finish with a game of 232. All right, we'll switch back over to the boys here for the completion of the first game. I'll announce the scores of the girls as I get them, so don't worry about that. So Kendall Horner finished the game 1 with a 161. Brennan picks up his spare on lane number 8 in the 9th frame. 9 count for Springfield on lane 7, leaving a 7-pin. Alexa Miller with 2 strikes in the 10th, waiting her final ball. Riley with a strike over on lane number 8. Andrew stepping up for his 9th frame. He's on a run of 3 strikes, 6th, 7th, and 8th frame. And Alexa goes 3 strikes in the 10th and finishes with a nice game of 220. And Andrew picks up 9, leaves a 10 pin on lane number 6. Hunter Ayler's up now on lane number 7. And he splits, leaving the 4, 6, 7, 10 to start the 10th frame. Keegan with a strike over in the 9th frame over on the girls' side, off camera. Andrew picks up his spare on lane number 6. And Ariana opens up in the 10th and finishes with 211. Nice game, Ariana. Nice strike for Springfield on lane number 8. And Springfield picks up 1 out of 2 on lane 5, picking up just the 3 pin. Nice ball from Slade on lane 6. So a strike in the 9th frame for Slade. Nine count for Springfield on lane 8, leaving a 10 pin. Andrew Gallagher up for his 10th frame. He's sitting at 171 in the 9th with an open. Picks up 9 on his first ball, leaves the 10 pin. Springfield misses the spare attempt. So let's see, Springfield, their first bowler finished with a 269 game. That was their second bowler just finishing up with a 181. Andrew Gallagher picks up his spare, so he'll get 1 more in the 10th. Hunter finished with 159. Brennan with 2 strikes in the 10th so far. Springfield's girls, their first bowler was a 155, second bowler 174. Kendall Horner, as I said, was a 161. Alexa Miller 220, and Ariana Kiesling 211. Andrew now, last ball, 10th frame, and he drops all 10 for the strike and finishes with a 191 game. Springfield's third bowler is complete and finished with a 171. And Brennan Babcock picks up a strike on his last ball in the 10th and finishes with a nice game of 247. 3 strikes in the 10th. Slade McCorkle now, lane 5, and that's a strike. So he doubles up. Nice ball by Riley, but couldn't get all 10 down, but they kept falling like dominoes. Now he's only got the 1 left. Looks like an 8-pin left, maybe. Slade now. And a messenger takes out the 10. So 2 strikes in the 10th for Slade. Keegan with a spare to start her 10th frame, and she's got 1 more to go. She strikes out, she can finish as high as 213. Riley with a strike on lane number 7, and he finishes up with a game of 218. And another strike for Slade. That's 3 in the 10th and 4 overall. So finishing up with a 192 game. Springfield's fourth male bowler finished with a 201. Their third bowler starts out the 10th frame with a 8 count. It says it's the 610, but there's only the 6 pin, so it must be 9 count. There's an open in the 9th, so it really doesn't make much difference on the scoring. Keegan Schuster got the strike in the 10th, finished with 213. We'll switch back over and watch Carly's 10th frame here. And Carly picks up a strike to start the 10th frame. She's got strikes all the way back to the 7th, so 7th, 8th, 9th, and now to start the 10th. Springfield's fourth bowler finished with a 130. That's the girl bowler. On the third bowler finished with a 172, and the fifth bowler is got a spare attempt coming up. She had a strike in the 9th, 2 strikes in, or a strike and a 9 count in the 10th. Carly, second ball, 10th frame, comes in a little light, leaves the bucket, the 2, 4, 5, and 8. And Springfield picks up the spare. So if I'm doing the math real quick, it looks like 1,000 for Springfield boys and 383 plus 624. So a little better than 1,000 for Napoleon. Carly picks up the spare. So we've got Springfield girls. One screen is 462. The fifth bowler finished with a 160 and 329 for the pair. And then on the other side for Napoleon, the duo of Carly and Keegan had 414 and 592 for Kendall, Alexa, and Ariana. All right, we'll switch back over here to the boys because it looks like they're getting started first. And a strike for Hunter on lane number 7. And a split for Andrew on lane number 5. Leaving the 2, 4, 8, and 10. Springfield starts out with a strike over on lane number 8. Andrew looking to get at least 3 here, and that's what he does. That's a tough spare to pick up. Brennan Babcock, a strike for him to start the match, or a second game in the match. Nine count for Springfield on lane number 8, and a strike on lane number 6. Slade McCorkle. That one goes just a touch high. Leaves the 4 pin. And Riley Messenger gets the 10 pin for the strike. So over on lane 7, 8, all 3 Napoleon bowlers start the first frame with strikes. Springfield, a strike for them on lane number 6. So Springfield's trio also start the first frame with strikes. And Slade picks up his spare. Springfield with a strike on lane number 7. Andrew now, lane number 6. Nice ball from Andrew, picks up the strike. 10 pin left for Hunter down on lane number 8. And 7 count for Springfield, leaving a 1, 2, and 9 on lane number 5. Slade with a strike on lane number 6. Hunter picks up his spare on lane 8. Strike for Springfield on lane 7 and the spare pickup on lane 5. Brennan up now for Napoleon. And Brennan drops all 10 for the strike, so he'll double up. Riley with a strike, so he'll double up as well. Springfield comes light to the pocket, leaves the 1, 2, 4, 6, and 10 on lane 5. Hunter up now, lane 7. Good looking ball, but can't get the 7 pin to drop. Springfield, another split over on lane 6, leaving the 4, 9. And Springfield with a good looking ball, but the 10 pin doesn't drop on lane 8. Hunter up now, spare attempt. Picks up the 7. And Springfield picks up 1 out of the 2 on lane 6, so 9 count for him in this 3rd frame. This is game number 2 of 2. We'll have 2 individual games and then 3 Bakers, standard high school format. Total pins will take the match. This is an NLL Conference match between Springfield and Napoleon. Brennan drops all 10. And 9 count for Springfield, leaving a 7 pin down on lane number 8. Nice ball for a strike by Springfield there on lane 6 for the strike. Riley up now. And he drops all 10, so both him and Brennan with turkeys in the first 3 frames. And Springfield misses their spare attempt down on lane 8. And Springfield picks up the 7 pin on lane 5. And another strike for Springfield. Messenger comes back, takes out the 8 pin on lane 7. Andrew now, lane 5. Leaves the 7 pin standing, picks up 9. Hunter also leaving a 7 pin standing down on lane number 8. Springfield drops all 10 for the strike on lane 7. And a strike for Springfield on lane 6, I'm sorry. Andrew on lane 5 picks up the spare, and Hunter picks up his spare as well. Slade up now, lane number 5. Lane 5. comes in just a little light, gets a little extra help, leaving just the 2-pin behind for a pickup of 9. Brennan also coming in a little light, leaves a 2-4-5, pickup of 7. Andrew takes a minute and steps back. Slade now, spare attempt. Good release, picks it up. Brennan picks up his spare down on lane number 8. Andrew now, lane 6. And he pushes all 10 back. Strike for Springfield down on lane 5. Riley up on lane 8. And he gets another strike. All right, we'll switch over to the girls' match. Sophia just missed a spare attempt, but it was a tough one. She left the 7-9. Carly with a pickup of 9 down on lane 2 gets ready for her spare attempt here in a moment. Now Carly's ready for her spare attempt. Picks it up. Keegan on lane 1, ready for her 4th frame. And she goes left to the head pin, picks up 8, leaves a 6-10. Springfield with a strike on the lane number 2. Kendall Horner up now on lane 3, and she drives all 10 back. Keegan now, spare attempt. Picks it up. So Keegan starts the second game with a spare, a strike, an open, and a spare in the 4th frames. Alexa Miller up now. Misses the head pin, picks up 7, leaves the 1-2-4. Carly down on lane number 1. Started the second game with 2 spares, and now adds another strike in the 4th. Alexa with a strike in the 1st frame, and open in the 2nd, a spare, and now in the 4th frame picks up another spare. Sophia Coors is up now, lane number 3, and she takes out 9 pins, leaves the 6-pin standing. Kendall picks up 9, leaves the 4-pin. Nine count for Springfield on lane number 2, leaving a 6-pin. Springfield picks up 2 out of 4, so a total of 8 for them in the 5th. Sophia just missed her spare attempt on lane 3. Kendall now her spare attempt, lane 4, picks it up. Springfield misses a spare attempt on lane 2. Lex up, drives all 10 back for a strike on lane 4. Keegan up now, lane 2. And she splits, leaving the 4, 6, 7, 10. Springfield picks up 6 on lane 3, leaving the 1, 2, 4, 8. Sophia picks up 8, leaves the 4, 7 on lane 4. Springfield, spare attempt, lane 3, picks up 3 out of the 4. Keegan trying to get at least 2 here on lane 2. And she'll pick up 1. So a 7 count for Keegan in the 5th frame. Sophia with a nice spare there, picks up the 4, 7 on lane 4. And Springfield splits, leaving the 6, 7, I'm sorry, 4, 7, and 10. Carly now, lane 2, and all 10 back for a strike for Carly. So Carly doubles up in the 4th and 5th frames. Springfield picks up 2 additional on lane 1. That's about the best she could hope for. And a strike for Springfield on lane number 4. And Springfield also picks up 2 out of 3 on lane 3. Again, with that type of a split, that's about the best you can hope for. Keegan now, lane 1. That one goes left of the head pin, it looks like, and leaves the 6, 10. Sophia, or I'm sorry, Kendall with a strike there on lane number 3. All right, switch back to the boys match here. Springfield up on lane 7, and a strike for him. That's now 5 in a row. Slade with a nice ball for a strike down on lane 5. That's 3 in a row for him. And Springfield missed the head pin. I think he missed the head pin. Strike for Hunter. He had a string of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nines and spares. So he started out with a strike in the 1st frame, all 9 spares up until the 8th frame when he got another strike. Springfield, spare attempt here. Picks up 1 out of 2. That's a tough spare. Almost have to go right between the 4 and the 5 pins. And a strike for Brennan. That's now 3 in a row for Brennan. Riley up now, lane number 8, and he gets 9, leaves the 2 pin. He had a string of 7 in a row up to that point. Andrew with a strike a moment ago on lane number 8. A strike for Springfield on lane 5. Riley picks up his spare. Slade with a strike over on lane number 6. That's 4 in a row now for Slade. Hunter lets one go on lane 7. Pin comes out of the gutter, takes out the 7 pin. That's 2 strikes in a row now. Springfield with 8 on lane 6, leaving the 3-9. Springfield gets 9 on lane 8. Didn't look like he liked it off his hand, but he picks up 9, leaving just the 2 pin. Brennan up now in lane 7. And a strike for Brennan. So he's got 4 in a row now with a strike in the 9th frame. And Springfield picks up 1 out of 2, picks up the front, can't get the sleeper. And Riley now with 9, leaving a 10 pin. Andrew with a strike on lane number 5. Other than the first frame, the Hunter or the Ehlers boys haven't struck in the same frame all this game. They've alternated. One got 9 spare, the other got strikes. And there's a spare pickup for Riley. Slade with another nice ball. That's a strike for him. It's a strike in the 9th frame. And all 10 drop for Springfield. 10 pin dropping late on lane 6. And a strike for Springfield on lane 7. And Hunter drops all 10 to start the 10th frame. 7 count for Springfield on lane 5, leaving the 6, 9, 10. Strike for Springfield on lane number 6. And another strike for Springfield on lane 7. Spare attempt from Springfield on lane 4. Won't pick up anymore. And Hunter with another strike in the 10th. Andrew getting ready to start his 10th frame. And he picks up 9, leaves a 10 pin. And Springfield gets 9, almost left the 7-10, but the 7 went down late. So Springfield's first bowler finishes with a nice game of 257. And Hunter with 3 strikes in the 10th finishes with 225. Nice game, Hunter. Andrew picks up the spare on lane number 6. He'll get 1 more in the 10th. Springfield's third bowler finished with a 158. And Springfield opens in the 10th and ends up with 167 for their 4th bowler. And Brennan with a strike on his first ball in the 10th frame a moment ago. Andrew with a strike on the last ball of his 10th frame, finishes with 217. Springfield with a strike. Start the 10th frame for their 5th bowler. Brennan with another strike over on lane 8. Slade picks up 8. leaves the 5-9. If my math is correct, I think all 5 Napoleon bowlers are going to finish over 200 in this second individual game. Slade chops on the misses the 9-pin and finishes with a 225 game. Nice game, Slade. Brennan gets 9 on his last ball of the 10th, and a nice game of 265. So Napoleon bowlers 1 and 2 combined for 442 pins. Riley picks up a strike in the 10th. Springfield's last 3 bowlers combined for a 526. Their 5th bowler finished with a 201. Springfield's first 2 bowlers combined for a 403. So that'd be what, 929 for the second game. I think Riley broke the lane. All right, we'll go and catch the end of the girls' second game. Kendall with a spare pickup, gets it. And Kendall will finish with a 196. Nice game. Springfield misses their spare attempt on lane 4. And Riley splits on his second ball in the 10th frame off screen, leaving the 4, 7, and 10. Keegan with a 9 count leaves the 4-pin down on lane number 1. And Riley picks up 2 additional and finishes with a game of 257. And Napoleon's last 3 bowlers combined for a 747. Brenna picks up the her spare on lane number 3 for Napoleon. Keegan missed her spare attempt and finishes with a game of 147. Springfield spare attempt on lane 2 misses. So she finishes with a 130. She was the 4th bowler for Springfield.
Yeah, the boys finished with almost 1,000.
Brenna picks up 7 more and finishes with a 147. Springfield's 3rd bowler for the girls finished with a 133. Carly up now, lane 1, start her 10th frame. And she gets a little help. The 6-10 went down, leaving just the 7-pin. So a pickup of 9 to start the 10th frame. Sophia Coors, a strike to start the 10th frame. And a strike for Springfield. So Springfield's first bowler finished with a nice game of 190 with an open in the 10th. And their second bowler with a 126, so they combined for a 316 total. And Sophia with another strike in the 10th frame. Carly picks up her spare. Springfield picks up 8 more. So she's left with a 2-4 for her spare attempt. Sophia, last ball, 10th frame. And 4-pin wiggles, but it won't go down, so a 9 count. She'll finish with 158. So Napoleon's last 3 boulders combined for a 501. Carly picks up 9. So Keegan and Carly combined for a 340. So 841. And Springfield finishes with 164, a 427 for the last 3 bowlers, and 316. So that's 753 or 43, 743. All right, so we're going to switch over and watch some of the boys' Baker matches first. And Slade starts things out with a strike. Springfield starts out with 7, leaves a 3-6-10.
It's all right, though.
Andrew up now, and a strike for Andrew. Springfield picks up their spare attempt. Hunter up next for Napoleon. He goes a little high, leaves a 3-10 split, pickup of 8. Springfield with a nice ball for a strike. Hunter, spare attempt, picks up 1 out of 2, so a 9 count in the third. So Napoleon sits with 56 in the third with an open. Springfield comes in light, misses the head pin, picks up 5. And a strike for Brennan for Napoleon. Springfield picks up their spare. And Riley drops all 10. So another double up for Napoleon. 4 of the first 5 frames were strikes. 7 count, leaving the 2-4-5 for Springfield. And a strike for Slade. All right, Andrew up now. And a strike for Andrew. And a 7 spare for Springfield in the fourth frame. Hunter up now. And a strike for Hunter. And a strike for Springfield in the fifth. Springfield girls pick up 7. Kendall Horner was the first bowler for Napoleon, picked up 9. Left a 6-pin, picks it up. Brennan with another strike for Napoleon over on lane number 7. Riley up now, lane 7. And a strike to start the 10th. And Springfield girls make their spare on lane number 4. A little help for Alexa. Leaves our pickup of 8, leaves just the 4-7. The 6-pin drops late. And Springfield with boys with 3 strikes in a row now. And another strike for Riley. So that's 8 in a row now for Napoleon. And Alexa picks up her spare over on lane number 3. Riley up for the last ball, 10th frame. And picks up 6. And 262 for the first Baker game for the boys. Springfield boys pick up their spare in the 8th frame. And open for the Springfield girls in the 2nd frame. Keegan Schuster up, gets 9, leaves a 7-pin, and start the 3rd frame of this first Baker. Springfield with a strike to start the 9th, or in the 9th, I should say. Springfield picks up 7, leaving the 1, 2, and 4. Springfield gets 9, can't get the 10-pin to drop to start the 10th. Keegan now, spare attempt over on lane number 3. Got it. Springfield picks up their spare. They'll get 1 more in the 10th. A nice spare conversion there for Springfield on lane number 4 for the ladies. And Ariana comes in, misses the head pin, leaves the 1, 2, 4, 10 washout. Springfield, last ball, picks up the strike for the boys. So 216 for the Springfield boys to 262 for Napoleon boys. Springfield girls in the 4th frame pick up 9. End up leaving the 8-pin. Good attempt there by Ari. Just missed the head pin, picks up 2 out of the 4. So an 8 count in the 4th frame. Napoleon girls sit at 61. And it just missed for the Springfield girls on the spare attempt. So they're sitting at 54 with an open frame in the 4th. Carly up now for the Lady Cats. That comes in just a touch light, leaves the 2, 4, and 5, pickup of 7. And 7 count for Springfield boys, leaving a split, the 2, 4, and 10. Nice ball from Slade, drops all 10. 9 count for Springfield girls. Looks like a 5-pin left. Carly now, spare attempt. Got it. And Springfield boys pick up 2 out of the 3 on lane number 7. Nice spare conversion there by the Springfield girls on lane number 4. Andrew with a pickup of 8. Left 6-10. For some reason, it doesn't look like it scored it, though. He picks up the spare. And it looks like they're going to have to do a score correction here. So a spare for the Lady Cats a moment ago on lane 6 from Kendall. Jacob in, and he picks up a strike as the 3rd bowler for the Wildcats. Alexa Miller picks up 5, leaving the 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Springfield with a strike on the boys' side, lane number 7. And Hunter Ehlers with another strike for the Wildcats on lane number 8. Alexa spare attempt, lane 3. Picks up 3 out of the 5 for a total of 8 in the 7th. They're sitting at 102. Spare attempt for Springfield girls. Pick up 6 more, so an open for them in the 7th, and they're sitting at 96. Fox Taylor in now, and he splits, leaving the 4, 6, 7, 10. Keegan Schuster with a strike on lane number 3. And Fox picks up 2 out of the 4 for a total of 92 in the 5th. Springfield with a strike. Nice ball from him on lane number 7. Ariana Kiesling comes in a little light. Pickup of 8, leaves the 2-8. 9 count for Slade over on lane number 8, leaving a 5-pin. Springfield girls pick up their spare on the lane number 4 in the 8th frame. Springfield boys pick up 8, leaving the 2-4. Leaving the 1-5. Slade picks up his spare. And Ariana picks up her spare in the 9th frame for the Lady Cats on lane number 3. Strike for the Springfield girls on lane number 4. That's in the 9th frame. This is Baker game number 2. Andrew Gallagher for the boys, and a strike for him in the 7th frame. And a missed spare opportunity for Springfield on lane number 7. So an open for them in the 6th frame. They're sitting at 95. Carly starts out the 10th with a strike. And Jacob picks up 9, leaves the 9-pin. Nine count for Springfield girls to start the 10th frame, leaving a 10-pin. 6 count for the Springfield boys on lane number 7, leaving the 1, 2, 4, and 7. Jacob picks up the spare on lane number 8. Carly, that one goes high. But a pin comes out of the gutter and taps it just enough to get it to fall, so a strike for Carly. And Springfield will pick up 2 of the 4 on lane 7, so an 8 count for them, and a 103 in the 7th. Hunter with a 9 count, leaving a 10 pin on lane 8 for the boys. That's in the 9th frame. We've got pins spinning on the lane for the girls over on lane number 4. So we'll have to do a score correction, and Hunter picks up the spare on lane 8. And a missed spare by the Springfield boys, so back-to-back opens in the 7th and 8th frames. Carly now, last ball, 10th frame. And a strike for Carly, 3 strikes in the 10th. And a 172 game for the Lady Cats in the 2nd Baker. Springfield boys get 7, leave the 2-4-5 on lane 7. And a 9 count for Springfield girls on their last ball, and they finish with a 155. Springfield picks up the spare in the 9th frame. Fox started out with 9 count on the 10th in the 10th frame. I'm sorry, a 6 count in the 10th frame for Fox. And he'll pick up 3 more for a total of 9. So 176 for Napoleon boys in the 2nd Baker. Springfield up to start the 10th frame. And a strike for them. And Springfield splits, leaving the 4-6 on the 2nd ball in their 10th. He'll pick up 1 more, and they'll finish with a 149. Alexa Miller picks up 8, leaves the 7-10 split to start the 3rd Baker. 9 count for Springfield girls, leaving a 10 pin. Springfield missed their spare opportunity on the girls' side on lane number 3. 9 count for Avery Badenhop in the 2nd frame. Alexa picked up 1 out of the 2 for a 9 count in the 1st. Springfield girls with a strike on the 2nd frame. Springfield with a strike for the boys on lane 7. And a strike for Slade for the Napoleon boys. Avery missed her spare attempt, so back-to-back opens for the Lady Cats. Another strike for Springfield girls, back-to-back strikes for them. All right, we've got Fox moved up into the number 2 spot. Pickup of 8. Leaves the 6-9. Springfield boys, lane 7, get a strike, so back-to-back strikes for them. Springfield girls with 3 strikes in a row now. Fox picks up 1, so an open in the 2nd frame. Sophia Kors picks up 8, leaving the 6-10. I'm sorry, it's 6-7-10, so pickup of 7. And another strike for Springfield. The boys this time, so they're 3 in a row. Jacob for the Wildcat boys got 7, leave the 1, 3, and 8. Sophia now, spare attempt. Good attempt. Won't get any additional though, so Lady Cats will sit at 41 in the 7th, or 41 in the 4th with an open. Nice spare conversion there from Jacob down on lane 8. Another strike for the Springfield boys, 4 in a row now. The Springfield girls pick up 7, leaving the 1, 3, and 6. Ariana Kiesling comes in a little bit light, ends up leaving the 2, 4, 5. Nine count for Hunter, leaving a 10 pin on lane 8 for the Wildcats. And another strike for Springfield, so they've got the front 5. And Hunter picks up the spare. Springfield picks up their spare. Ariana Kiesling gets hers. Springfield boys with another strike. Andrew Gallagher, lane 8. And he puts all 10 back for the strike. Seven count for the Springfield girls on lane number 3, leaving the 1, 3, 5. Another strike for the Springfield boys. Alexa Miller up now for the girls. And she picks up 8, leaving the 6-10. Slade McCorkle with 9, leaves the 9 pin on lane 8. Springfield girls pick up 2 out of 3. So they're sitting with 142 in the 7th. An 8th strike for the Springfield boys. Alexa will pick up 1 out of 2. So they're sitting at 68 in the 6th frame. Springfield with 8, leaving the 4-7. Avery Badenhop with 9, leaving a 2 pin on lane 4. Slade picks up the spare for the Wildcat boys. And Springfield girls missed their spare opportunity. They'll end up with 5 in the 8th. So 147 in the through 8. And Springfield missed their spare opportunity, so an open frame in the 9th frame. Avery just missed her spare attempt, so back-to-back opens for the Lady Cats. And Fox comes in light, leaves the 1, 2, 4, 7, a pickup of 6. And Springfield with another strike to start the 10th frame. 9 count for the Springfield girls to start the 9th frame. And Fox picks up the spare. Brenna with 9 leaves the 4-pin on lane 4 for the Lady Cats. Another strike for Springfield on lane number 7. Jacob now, and he gets a strike. So strike in the 8th for the Wildcats. Brenna missed her spare opportunity there a moment ago on lane 4. And another strike for Springfield. Springfield girls pick up their spare in the 9th frame. And Hunter with a strike. So a strike in the 9th frame, back-to-back strikes for the Wildcats. Sophia gets 9, leaves the 7-pin. And a strike for the Springfield girls to start the 10th frame. Andrew Gallagher in the final spot for the Wildcat boys. And he drops all 10 for a strike. Sophia missed her spare attempt, so an open in the 9th frame. Springfield girls get 8, leaving a 6-10 with 1 ball left in the 10th frame. Andrew with another strike in the 10th. Strike for Ariana a moment ago on lane number 4 for the Lady Cats. And she picks it up. So 187 for the Springfield girls in the last Baker game. Ariana Kiesling gets 9, leaving a 4-pin. And Andrew got 8 on his final ball, finished with a game of 211 for Baker game number 3. All right, Ariana Kiesling, last ball. Picks it up and finishes out with 115 in Baker game number 3 for the Lady Cats. So we'll try to track the coaches down and get some final scores. All right, so final score, I've got 28-45 for Napoleon, averaging 218.84 for Springfield, 25.58. So Napoleon boys with 1,007 and 1189 for the individual games. Baker games of 262, 176, and 211. For Springfield, 1,000 and 929 were the individuals. 216, 149, and 264 for a total of 25.58. So Napoleon defeats Springfield on the boys' side. All right, see if I can track down the girls' coaches here. Oh, I'm a little premature. They've got one more Baker game to go. So Alexa starts out with 9. And Alexa missed her spare attempt. Springfield girls picked up 6 to start. Nice looking ball from Springfield. Picks up the spare on lane 4. And that's Avery. Picks up 8, leaving the 2-8. Springfield picks up 6. Start the second frame. Avery now, spare attempt. Nice ball from Avery, picks up the spare. Nice pickup there by Springfield. Brenna with a pickup of 7, leaves the 1-2-9. Springfield, a little left of the head pin, picks up 8, leaves the 3-9. Brenna gets it. Nice shot. Springfield just missed their spare on lane 4. Sophia Coors up now, lane number 3. Pickup of 8. Leaves the 5-9. Springfield gets 9, leaves the 7 pin. Ariana Kiesling. Looks like 9. Leaves the 9 pin. Springfield girls with 9. Leave the 2 pin. Ariana, spare attempt. picks it up. Alexa Miller up now, 6th frame, final Baker game. And a strike for Alexa. Springfield, spare attempt, 5th frame. Nice ball, picks it up. Avery Badenhop, and a strike for Avery. Springfield girls gets, a few more pins fell down. They get 9. The 2 and the 4 went down, leaving just the 5 pin standing. Brenna up, and a strike for Brenna. So the Lady Cats with 3 strikes in a row now. And Springfield picks up their spare. Sophia up now, lane 3. And splits, leaving the 5-10. Pickup of 8. Nine count for Springfield with a 7 pin left. And Sophia picks up 1 out of the 2. So 169 through 9. Springfield, open frame in the 7th, sitting at 108. Ariana with a strike to start the 10th frame. If she can strike out, Lady Cats can max out at 199. Springfield girls with a strike in the 8th frame. And another strike for Ari. Springfield backs away. So Ariana steps up on the approach. And gets 9, so 198 for the Lady Cats in the final Baker game. Nine count for Springfield girls to start the 9th. I'm sorry, 8 count. There's a 10 pin back there. It's the 3 and the 10. Spare attempt. Picks up 1. So a 9 open in the 9th frame. We're sitting at 136 currently. Nine to start the 10th frame for Springfield. Springfield picks up the spare attempt. They'll get 1 more. And 9 more at the end, and they'll finish with a 155. All right, we'll give the coaches a minute to do the addition. All right, so we've got a tournament coming up on Saturday, start time of 9 a.m. We'll be back here at Bowlero, hosted by the Perrysburg Yellow Jackets and Eastwood Eagles. So I've got Napoleon with 23-32 to 20-31 for Springfield. Napoleon had games of 1,006 and 841. Baker games of 172, 115, and 198. Springfield had games of 791 and 743. Baker games of 155, 187, and 155. All right, so hopefully you guys can join us. We're going to try and have 2 live streams going, one for the boys, one for the girls. Again, 9 a.m. start time on the 27th. That's a Saturday. All right, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight or on the internet afterwards. And as always, go Wildcats.